Hey everybody, Craig here from the Game Glass team. I just wanted to do a quick tutorial on how to use the Game Glass Forge technology in order to modify and edit the premium shards that we just released for Star Citizen. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to the host software and you'll see a My Shards tab. You want to click on that and what you'll be presented with is a screen like this that'll have your premium shards in there. If you hop into the premium shard, you can choose from a variety of different variants for that premium shard. We've designed one for a 4:3 aspect ratio for 1024 by 768, one at 1280 by 800, which is for fires. I believe it's 5 by 8 or something along those lines. It's very close to that. And then mining mobile here, as you can see, it says it there, but it's designed for 428 by 926, which is the resolution for most phones. So what you want to do is you want to click on Edit Shard here for whatever resolution you want to edit. And then you'll be presented with the shard as you see it within the Game Glass app as well. And there's a variety of things you can do with this. So the first thing is obviously you want to be able to edit your keybinds. And how you would do that is you find a button that you want to modify. So let's do this lock button, for example. You click on it, and then you can see two things. The Actions tab pops up here. And then you have an inspector over here on the right that'll give you options to modify all kinds of other additional things. So if we click on Actions, it opens the Actions Manager. And here's where you're going to make all the magic happen. This is what executes commands. You can write complex macros. You can change the sound effects. And you can do a whole bunch of other really cool stuff in this Actions Manager. But for now, we just want to change the keybind. So we're going to add a keybind here. Just hover over keybind and click it. And it'll add it, and it'll run these commands sequentially. So the first thing here that will run is the sound effect and then the keybind. We want to change that by just dragging and dropping. We can record a keybind. Let's just make it P for now. And you can change it to press and release, and there's a few different options here. Press and release is basically a tap, or you can press it or release it. So if you wanted to create a complex macro where you cleared this, and let's say you held Shift, and then you wanted to write maybe 2 or 3 different buttons after that. You could do P and then K. And then what you do is you would change this to be a press, and then the last one to be a release. So you're holding Shift, that's a press, then you're pressing P, then K, and then you're releasing Shift. So that's how you'd bind a modifier. Or of course, if you want to, you can just do Shift P, but that, of course, will only recognize a single input after your modifier key. So let's leave it as Shift P, and let's change the sound effect from No Keybind Detected, which is our default sound effect, if it's not bound by default in-game and in the Game Glass platform. So we can change this to button, and we'll save that. So now that'll be changed to button. And then we can do a whole bunch of other things, like we can change the colors. And let me show you how to change the colors of the entire theme, because that's the easiest method instead of doing it individually. So just click on the theming panel up here at the top right, and then you can change all of these colors to match whatever style you want. So if I wanted to make this more Drake-like, I would change this primary color to like a light green, and then I would change my highlight color to a little bit darker of a green. And that gives me more of a Drake color scheme. And then we can also do all kinds of things like change what the labels say. So if I wanted to go over here into scanning and I wanted to change this panel to something else, I can just go over here in the inspector and change scanning to whatever else I want. Or you can do it even for the labels over here. You can change this as well, scan mode, you can change it there, or you can change it here for lock. You can do all of that. So that's a basic primer on how the Forge works. There's also one more very important tidbit that you guys should be aware of. If you are looking at the combat shard or other shards that have on-tap actions, so like this emergency panel, for example, if you want to change the underlying actions, or if you're in a tab group and you want to change on the combat shard from all attackers to hostile attackers, or edit one of those different tabs, all you have to do is click on the button that initiates that, change it to on tap, and it will remove that, and it will show you your on tap actions. And then to place it back, you just go on clicking on idle again. And one other thing to note is the way you leave this shard in its state within the forge is the way it'll render within your device. So if I change this to on tap and then go and load this shard on my phone, then this will look like this on load. So it recognizes the state that you left it in the forge, and then it'll render that state. So I always change it back to idle first before I save my changes. You can just click on save and it'll save your changes and you're good to go.